Many thanks for joining us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has met with some state governors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. The meeting is part of efforts aimed at resolving the crisis currently rocking the ruling party. The governors were led to the meeting by the chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum and Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagudu. Others in attendance include Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong and his Jigawa State counterpart Abubakar Baduru. The governors' meeting is coming hours after Ahmed Lawan, President of the Senate, met with President Muhammadu Buhari to find a lasting solution to the crisis ravaging the ruling party. The leadership of the APC has been marred with confusion since the suspension of Adams Oshomole as the national leader of the party. Lawan, who briefed State House correspondents after the meeting, said he met with the president to ensure that every member of the party across the country reconciles.
This is the ruling party of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with the president in control of the National Assembly, with more governors than any other political party. The situation must not be allowed to degenerate further than it has. And I believe that we must go into our constitution, the constitution of our party, and see how we are to address this. But we must not allow the situation to continue as it is today. Because the stability of APC is the stability of Nigeria. This is the party that is running the affairs of this country. So I believe that we have to sort this out, and that will make our work even better and easier when we have a stable party, because the party is supposed to be part of the apparatus of running government. We are supposed to run or operate or implement or execute the manifesto of the party. And therefore the party is so key, so central, so essential to ensuring that government, whether on the executive or legislative side, continues to face those issues in the manifesto. And of course, the manifesto will be to make Nigeria better. We will see certain actions that will be taken, and I'm praying that all our leaders in the party across the country make every possible effort to get the party reconciled.
Well, amid the crisis rocking the APC, the All Progressives Congress in Edo State has commenced the conduct of its direct primary across 192 wards to elect the governorship candidate of the APC. Polling began as early as 8 a.m. in some wards, and collation of votes has begun in some local government headquarters. All party members who came wearing face masks were seen maintaining arm's length physical distance as they waited patiently to cast their votes. Thereafter, the members were asked to vote for the aspirants of their choice by raising their cards at the mention of the names of the three aspirants, namely Osage Ezeyamo, Pius Odubo, and Osaro Obazi. The election is holding amid differences by some party chieftains, factors of the party in the state. To security matters now, 10 people have been killed by gunmen suspected to be armed bandits in Ruwantofa village of Maru local government area of Zamfara. According to eyewitnesses, the bandits who were on motorcycles invaded the village on Saturday and immediately began to shoot at the people, killing 10 and injuring many. The bandits also reportedly made away with a large number of animals. Confirming the incident, the state police spokesperson, Mohammed Shehu, said those who lost their lives were the Yankasai who confronted the bandits. According to him, the Yankasai went in search of the bandits in order to retrieve the stolen animals when they were ambushed and killed by them. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has met with President Muhammadu Buhari over the worsening security situation across the country. Briefing State House correspondents after the meeting, Lawan said he spoke with the president on the need to provide more funding for security agencies. Lawan also charged security chiefs to do everything possible to address the security crisis.
We should do whatever it takes to improve the security situation in the country. And we believe that the Senate and indeed the National Assembly is positively disposed to receiving even supplementary budget, purposely to address the fundamental needs of the security agencies of our country, so that we are able to empower them, enable them to fight the Boko Haram in the northeast, banditry, and other security challenges across the country. So this is one. Secondly, we also believe that in the Senate, particularly, we believe that we need to provide more resources for recruitment by the security agencies. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the police, the immigration, the paramilitary generally need to also have more manpower and personnel. And this is not something that we can get on a platter of gold. Whoever wants to make an omelette will have to break eggs. Section 14, subsection 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is very categorical and crystal clear that the purpose of government shall be to provide welfare, security and welfare, to provide for welfare, security and welfare of the people. And therefore, we have no luxury of any option other than to ensure that we address the security challenges more than any other thing.
We're going to break here and we'll be right back. To stay with us. Coronavirus frontline workers have begun a protest in Abuja over the non-payment of their hazard allowances. This is coming after the federal government on Friday said it had released a sum of 4.5 billion naira to 31 federal teaching and medical centers across the country to cover hazard and inducement allowances for the month of April and May. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, had said a total of 55,031 health workers have been paid. But on Monday, officials of the COVID-19 emergency response team alleged that the hazard allowances have not been paid for 3 months. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has said airports and airlines in the country are not yet fully ready to resume operations. Latest statistics from NCAA on Sunday showed that while airlines were about 70% prepared for resumption, domestic airports were 57.83% ready. The data also showed that air navigation service providers were about 80% prepared. Ground handlers were adjudged the readiest operators in the sector. The General Manager, Public Relations Department NCAA, Sam Adurugboye, said the regulator is still engaging operators in the sector to address certain operations before the commencement of flight operations. The World Health Organization has said the novel coronavirus pandemic is still accelerating and its effects will be felt for decades. WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus said this when addressing an online conference on Monday. He said the pandemic is much more than a health crisis, describing it as an economic crisis, a social crisis, and in many countries, a political crisis. Worldwide, at least 8.9 million people have been confirmed tested for COVID-19. At least 4 million have recovered, while over 467,000 people have died, according to data compiled by Johns Hopkins. Tennis player Grigor Dimitrov has tested positive for COVID-19. The tennis star announced this on Sunday on Instagram, but gave no further details. The three-time Grand Slam semi-finalist, who ranks number 19, is the highest-profile player to contract the virus. This has led to the cancellation of an exhibition event in Croatia, where top-ranked Novak Djokovic was scheduled to play. Let's take a break here and return with business news. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers have threatened to embark on a nationwide strike if the federal government insists on registering employees in the oil sector on the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System. The association made the threat in a letter jointly signed by the General Secretaries of Pengassan and Nupeng, respectively, addressed to the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. The union said their apprehension about the IPPIS platform stemmed from the fact that it discountenanced the peculiarities of the oil and gas sector with regards to collective bargaining agreement and approved pay structure between the unions and the federal government. The Democratic Republic of Congo's High Court had sentenced Chief of Staff to the President, Vital Kamerhe, to 20 years in jail after he was found guilty of embezzling $48 million in public funds. Kamerhe is the most senior politician convicted of graft in Congo. The public office holder had denied the allegations, dismissing them as political. Reacting to the court judgment, his lawyer described the verdict as a violation of human rights, adding that he would appeal. Under the ruling, Kamerhe, who was once a future presidential hopeful, will not be able to run for president for 10 years after his punishment. Napoli has reportedly rejected Liverpool's opening bid of €58 million for Kalidou Koulibaly. The Senegal international has also been linked with Manchester United in recent weeks. However, the package is still short of Napoli's €90 million asking price for the central defender, and the Serie A outfit are unlikely to sanction his sale to the Merseyside outfit. Koulibaly signed a 5-year contract with the Italian club in September 2016, keeping him at Napoli until 2021, meaning he has a year left on his current contract. The centre-back has struggled with thigh injuries during the current campaign, but he has made 23 appearances for Napoli across all competition. He recently helped the club win their first trophy since 2014. And that's it on the newsroom on TV360 Nigeria. Bye for now.